Without much ado, I'd like to invite our guest speaker for today to bring his opening speech. Our guest speaker is Dr. Abbas Poorhashemi. Abbas is the president of the Canadian Institute for International Law Expertise. He is an academic and expert in international law. His practice, teaching, and research interests are in the areas of public international law, international criminal law, and international environmental law. He has published many books and articles in these areas. He is also an affiliated member of the International Criminal Court Bar Association. You may have the floor, Dr. Abbas.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth, for your kind introduction and your efforts to advocate human rights and development of international law in the world. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this virtual event. I would like to thank AlphaZULU organization for its active contribution to development of human rights and sustainable development goals at the local, national, and global levels. Today, with the participation of a number of distinguished speakers, this panel is trying to raise the human rights issues of human trafficking related in Nigeria and neighboring African countries. As you know, human trafficking continues to pose several challenges to humanity in different countries, including Nigeria. This challenge requires a concerted international response and urges all states to accept, enforce, and strengthen effective measures to combat and eliminate all forms of human trafficking. One of the efforts of the international community to combat trafficking is the resolution adopted by the United Nations General Assembly 2010 entitled Global Plan of Action to Combat Trafficking in Persons. Generally, to respond to this global problem, the international community has done some crucial steps toward combating human trafficking. The first step was the recognition of the problem as a transnational crime. In this perspective, a large number of states considered victim of human trafficking as a victim of crime or even international crime. For this purpose, international law and national legislation in many countries attempted to criminalize all forms of human trafficking. As you probably know, the primary purposes of Charter of the United Nations is to establish international peace and security and develop human rights. In this regard, human trafficking, especially women and children, constitutes a serious threat to human dignity and human rights. Several international instruments are recognized and impose rules and regulations on this issue. For instance, the United Nations Convention Against Transnational Organized Crime, or the Convention on the Rights of the Child, the Convention of the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women, and other convention and non-binding regulations such as a protocol, resolution, statement of the United Nations have shown the recognition of the crime in international law. The second main effort of the international community was the prevention of human trafficking. Therefore, states should address the social, economic, cultural, and political and other contributing factors and strengthen the criminal justice system to prevent this crime in the world. And the third step was to define how to protect, assist, and provide redress to victims of human trafficking. In this context, the state should provide assistance and services for the physical, psychological, and social recovery and rehabilitation of trafficked persons. For this purpose, the active participation of non-governmental organizations and other relevant organizations such as civil society are essential here. And finally, to prosecution of crime of human trafficking as was a crucial step to combat this crime in the world, and the role of the ICC, International Criminal Court, are crucial in this matter. Therefore, it is also essential to investigate, prosecute, and punish individual or organized criminal groups engaged in human activity in the world. But despite all global efforts to develop human rights and international criminal justice to combat human trafficking, this criminal activity remain and even increase in some countries. This panel will discuss the challenges facing the development of human rights and international criminal justice to combat human trafficking. And we are waiting to, looking forward what's our dear speakers tell us about the challenges and opportunity for future development of international law facing the human trafficking in the world. Thank you, Elizabeth.